How are you doing today? Trust you're having a very fantastic, or rather a fabulous day. Well, I want to especially welcome you to the KIS show. And as you know, or if you're just joining us for the first time, I do not do this alone. My name is Rukky, and Tolu is always here with me.
Hi, people.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us today again.
Thank you. Tolu, what's up now? What's up for the day? You know, guys, I have to report.
Side eye from the MC house. That's why I'm laughing. Like
All
this.
right.
Anyways, I'm actually okay. There is this thing with school resumption.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a parent, but if you have people you are responsible to, you kind of feel the weight, especially because you are like an older sibling. So when you have your younger sibling or your nieces, your nephew returning to school, I mean, they find a way, or one way or the other, to tax you. So I think that, I mean, I've been under that, responsibility lately, and I can just kind of relate with what our parents go through.
Yeah, that's
just to really ensure that we are well catered for all of those things. So yeah, it's resumption week for most students, most schools, and we wish them,
good. Do you know what, Tolu? You're just taking me back memory lane when probably not even university. Let's forget university. Primary school. New term for primary school, and probably when we are starting, we get new books, new uniform, new socks, new sandals. We were always so super excited to get to school. And then the school I attended for primary school, well, you must come to school the first day of resumption. Like, nothing must stop you from coming. If not, anytime you resume, you will be changed. So we are
preparing on the
first day. Yes, for the first day. So I'm always scared when I want to resume school. For the first day, because I'm always mounting pressure on my mom. Oh, mommy, please, I have to get to school. If I don't go to school, even if I don't go the next day. That very day, exactly, you must get to school. And seriously, kudos to a lot of parents, all the hard work they put in, and mothers especially. Then, our schools they don't sell book stationaries in the school. We buy it from outside. So sometimes my mom would take me to Eco Market, we'll buy book, we'll buy this, and along the line I'll be pointing to other things that are also book related. Right. So she'll be like, Rukky, I don't like taking you to market because you will just be asking for what I don't have money for. Exactly. But our parents are just, they are. I
think for me,
they are great people.
To resumption, because a lot of time I would have been bored during the holidays.
Right?
I mean, there are times that I don't necessarily have to do summer lessons. I mean, you just need a break from schoolwork and studies. The long vacation is the time for that. So we could use the opportunity to travel, to visit relatives, just do some other recreation activities and all of that. But that's why I'm always really looking forward to resumption, so I could be connected with friends and all. So yeah, there was never any sort of agitation, but it's all good. Now we are here.
Exactly. All right, to all the children, welcome back to school. And make sure you put your head in your studies. Although I know they might not see this video as they are showing it right now, because they should be in their classes right now. And a very big kudos to all parents that are supporting and sponsoring their children, their fees, stationaries, uniform, and all that. Please, your reward is in heaven. Although you reap some of it on earth. All right, so today's conversation is going to be very lit, as we have a special guest who will be joining us online. So as we go for this break, our guest will be joining us via Zoom or Skype video. So stay with us, we'll be right back. You're welcome back from that break. Well, if you're just joining us, we've not gone so far. We're just about to start the main discussion for the day. So like I said earlier, we have a guest that's joining us today online, and he is someone that you would not want to miss every details or everything he wants to share with us today. The topic for today is attaining financial independence. I know money is very important in this world, and
very serious discussion.
Like seriously, so just keep your fingers crossed, as you will be hearing secret tips and both of you to gain financial independence. So our guest is Pastor Beloved Abimbola. So sir, please, can we meet you to
You're welcome.
Introduce yourself to our guest, please.
My name is Abimbola Kikumi Opoyemi. I work with Sterling Bank. I'm the Zonal Head Southwest 2, and also the CEO of Beloved Concept. And I also pastor with Gospel Faith Mission International, Pentecost Arena in Ekiti State.
It's actually nice to have you on the set today.
A pleasure, sir.
Exactly. So, sir, we know that in the world today, a lot of people are actually strained financially. A lot of people want freedom financially. That is what brought about today's conversation. I mean, the topic for today. So my first question is that what is financial independence?
Well, an average human being wants to be independent, and financial independence is when you are able to pick your bills on your own without depending on anybody at any time. Financial independence is having ability that you have more income than your expense. Financial independence is also when you freely take decisions on finance, and you have the ability to meet your bills. You have the financial strength to be in charge of your life and getting things done as at when due. So basically, that is financial independence.
At what age can someone be financially independent? Is there an age attached to financial independence?
I'm going to answer that with my own life, and is a practical way. When I was leaving secondary school,
okay,
I just said to myself, when I wrote the last final paper of WAEC, people were jubilating. And as I was leaving the school that day, I looked back to my secondary school, the signpost. I said, a thought just came to my mind. If my dad should die now, won't I go to school? If my parents should die now, is that all? And I said to myself, secondary school boy, I am not going to take a dime from them again.
Wow, from secondary school you made that decision?
So from my secondary school till today, I have never taken 1 naira from my parents.
That's profound.
Yeah.
So for me, and with that, I now teach my children, teach people, younger ones, to be independent even from their secondary school days. And I've seen that one happening day in, day out. So if I want to teach financial independence, I rather use my life, what I do, how I was able to navigate, and things that I do that gave me the opportunity to really be independent of everybody and everything around.
All right, I like that you are able to share from your own experience, but I would like you to tell, us what are the mistakes that people that are, on the journey to financial independence, what are the mistakes that they tend to make? When we share this, they'll be able to avoid this. And if you could also touch on the myths that people know, that people share as regards financial independence, if you could debunk some of these myths.
No, most often than not, we try to expect that this person will help me.
Yeah.
We tend to look up to one uncle, one father, one parent. You look at your background. A lot of people do not take decision as at when it's expected. So a lot of people, we naturally depend on people. You see, there is a mindset that we already create around us that makes us to be dependent of people. So until you decide, a time comes for Jacob in the Bible. I'm sorry, let me just pick that aspect, that he said, when am I going to prepare for my own house? He's still a slave in Laban's house, but he made the decision at the time, I need to prepare, and that him pushed him. And the idea came, and that was the beginning of his prosperity.
So it's not a function of age.
No.
Function of status.
Exactly.
It is you knowing the principle and running with it.
All right, so what principles do you think that we can take home, especially to young people that are actually overwhelmed and burdened by their family responsibilities? In Africa, we understand that a lot of young people are burdened financially. They have to take care of themselves, their immediate family, and even the family
extended family.
Exactly, the extended family. So what are these principles that we can apply to attain financial independence?
The first thing that anyone needs to do is the deliverance of the mind. As a man thinketh in his mind, so he is. So you are a function of your thoughts. You are a function of your thought. What goes on in your mind is very, very key. So the first thing is a lot of people, poverty mentality has really changed us. A lot of people wanted to always be begging.
Yeah.
So the first thing you need to do is, I want to be financially independent. I want to do this for myself. You believe in yourself. You need to take a decision. I mean, this young man that left his parents and they squandered all the money, at the time, he came to his senses. He says, I am going back. He realized. So there is a point at which you need to realize your life. I can't continue like this. I like to use my own personal life as an experience. I grew in a family of 5. They are pastors. The time I got to know, when I was in the higher institution, that my dad's salary was less than 1,000 naira.
Wow.
And we are 4 people in higher institution. It was so terrible. And how will he even pay? Thank God I'm not even collecting money from him at that time. So if I were to collect money, how much will I be collecting? So a lot of people will blame uncle, sister, brother for their misfortune. I tell anyone that is 18 and above that you are no longer qualified to take 1 naira from your parents. You are no longer qualified. My young girl, when she was under 10, she was already making money. My own young girl, she was already making money. I told my boy when he was 7, I already teach them how to make money on their own. And they're already making money. You can imagine when my daughter was 10 years old, she wrote a book and it was published, it was launched. I made money from her. Oh yes.
So this is the case of the parents reaping from the child.
I told her that this money I am borrowing you this particular money for the publication. I am collecting it back. We agreed together. And we organized, and you won't believe that she made more than 10 times of the money invested on the production.
Wow.
I mean, the younger one, and she also sells with shard card and does some other things. So by the side, I want to tell everyone to look inward. Now, there is another thing that we also need to do. And this one is going to help us. Don't get carried away with what you are passing through. Don't get carried away with your society. Don't get carried away with things that is happening around you. It is important that we need to know that opportunities are bound around us. Look at during pandemic. My wife, of course, she's a civil servant. She also does some other businesses, and she has a shop. But during pandemic, they couldn't go out. That was when she started using social media to sell her goods. That was the day she started using Facebook and other media handle to sell. And let me announce to you, she made more money. It was as if pandemic should continue. She made more money during that 20 during pandemic, during lockdown, than how she has been making before. And that changes the orientation. She now understands how they can do well-being and a lot of things that is happening around that marketing stuff and what have you. A lot of other streams of income started even coming in. Let me announce to you that my life changes more than 100% during the pandemic.
All right, so my next question is that how true is it that as salary earners, you cannot, or as a salary earner, you cannot attain financial independence? Let's not forget that not everyone is cut out for entrepreneur or business or something. So how true is it that some people feel that, or are of the school of thought that salary earners cannot attain financial independence?
Everybody is set cut out for that.
Really?
Yes. Now you have something in you that someone is looking for.
Okay.
You are living in a place that services, goods and services are needed. You can do something. It is because of the idea that we cannot all be this, and that's why we're not doing it. In fact, when you are in this part of the country we are filled up with a lot of opportunities. Yeah. Our diversity is an opportunity. Our population is an opportunity. Our number is an opportunity. Everywhere I see, there was a time not too long ago, I went to South Asia, Maldives, and someone asked me, can I see that there is nothing here? Is an island? Yeah. COVID has also, and by the time I sat down with this individual and we chatted for 10 minutes, just 10 minutes, it was just a wow. And I was giving him opportunity around him here as we just take a stroll around. So it happens. What do you need to do? Open up your mind to possibility. Yeah. What do you need to do? Be ready to drop your tradition. Yeah. What do you need to do? Be open up for new ideas. Be teachable. And see, for me, impossible means I'm possible. Yeah. There is nothing called impossibility. When you see impossible, just break it into two. It is possible. So when you see it from that angle of possibility, it will happen. I have seen people moving from not enough to more than enough. I am a living testimony. There is nothing I have not done from my childhood. When I decided that I am not going to take money from my parents, I got an admission to OAU then, and I dropped it because I know that will not give me the liberty to be financially independent. I took up another course that is going to be on part-time basis, and I will work. In those days, dry cleaning work was not so popular. I was going from one place to another to wash
people's clothes.
Wow. People's clothes, yes.
But isn't everybody that's ready to do that menial job? Not everybody.
You need to start from one place.
Go so low. Ready to open your mind to the possibility.
You need to do that. Today is a story that has given way for glory. Is a story that has given way for glory. So living from there, I was picking up cashew nut from people and I was selling to other people. I was also, living away from them, joining some people at the site, working for them. And you know, as I was moving from one place to another to do things, I was meeting people with favor. I was meeting people that believes in me. I was doing things for people. And I now got to writing books, and that's where my daughter got that. I write from my childhood. I write on various things I've been publishing. And by the time I got to school, I was writing for people too, writing speeches. Before I get to know it, I met with politicians that says, write my speech. And I'm getting money from them. Wow. So I write books, I write speeches, I write theses, I write projects, what have you. I read a lot on different angles. And I was sending it out, and it was fetching me. I was schooling. It was fetching me a lot of money. That when I was in school, people do not believe I do not come from a rich home.
Well. All right, so the reality is that it is an aberration for one not to have multiple streams of income with with the current state of our economy. I mean, judging from your own experience, even as a student, you were into laundry business. You were involved in cashew nut business. You were also into writing and all of that while still studying. But I would just like to ask you now that how do should people focus on savings, and at what point can they begin to also invest? What is the correlation between savings and investment? Can one attain financial independence with just saving, or there are levels to this thing, and how can one navigate?
It is actually investment. Now there is a state at which you will invest, and you save and you need to invest it. And when you want to invest, you don't take high risk. Now there is a natural saying that minimum of 10% of your income, if you are a salary and now you need to save it. It might be difficult. You just need to get discipline to do that. And by the time you condition yourself, for me, if I'm promoted in my place of work, I don't increase the way I eat or things.
Yeah.
Whatever addition to my salary goes to my savings.
So you don't change your lifestyle?
It doesn't change. It doesn't change anything.
Exactly.
So when I get more money, my lifestyle doesn't change. Every of the addition goes to savings, and with time I invest it. Oh yes, I invest it. I've been in various investments. I've been buying stock for a very long time. For a very, very long time that I've been buying stock. I've been in a lot of digital marketing activities. And I also train young people. I have people, there is someone in my church that is almost close to me, and they learned photographic work. Today is a big young man. I have someone in my church at 23-year-old. He already built 2 houses.
Wow. 23 is actually inspiring.
If someone has money, let's say savings, like you rightly said, and you want to invest that money, that particular savings, what do you do? I want you to give us practical work or jobs that you can do with your savings, because a lot of people might be wondering, they have their savings and they don't just know what to do.
Investment to go into
businesses and all that.
All right.
Investment.
Well, I love this particular story. 2012 precisely, there is a young lady that she's also on my scholarship. She came from a very humble background, and I was paying her bills in the university. First year I paid her bills. Second year she said, "Beloved, you have a lot of people you are paying their school fees, and I pity you. You don't have money, you are just giving. That I should." She asked for her school fees that I should give her 70,000 naira. I said, "What do you want to do with it?" Said, "I want to start business with it," and I trusted her. She took that 70,000, said, "I am not going to take money from you again. I am telling you today." She's a wonderful lady. Between 2012 and now, less than 10 years, she is extremely independent. The truth is, I stopped giving her money from that second year.
Okay.
Until today. Every year she buys clothes for me.
Wow. So the practical, you've not mentioned.
So
practical.
it depends on whom you are, where you are, and what is around you. Now, it depends on where you are, whom you are, and what is around you. Some people, they can go into trading. Some people, they can go into services. So it is not everybody that can do goods and services. So some are good as an administrator. I can give you a number of businesses you can start up to do from 0 naira to 100,000. And I'm sure a lot of young people, when you look at what they are using for card and data, they are going to save this money. It is just discipline for 1 or 2 weeks. Now, like the lady I'm talking about, she went to Aba, got clothes, and she started selling some of these undies and what have you to people in her school. There is another young lady in my church. I just told her about financial independence. I said, something struck me. People always buy white clothes during sign out.
Yeah.
And by the time they are doing sign out, she went to buy it, and that was her breakthrough. And when I mean breakthrough, this is the person that started about 5 years in this business. She's already donating heavily to the church.
Wow.
Highly independent as of today. So if you look at your environment, what is obtainable here? You discover that people they like to, you are around ladies that like to take pictures. Go into photography, go into makeup artists. People want to always look good. No matter, even if you do not have money, they still want to look good.
Yeah.
Do you understand how much people spend on their birthday today to do makeup and photo shoots? They might not eat that day, but they want to present something, and everybody has one day of like that in a year, and you spend about 5,000 to 10,000
more than that
to have fun. So if you plug into that, if you are in the institution, you are making a whole lot of money. I am telling you, there is none in such line that doesn't make money. Photography is there. Catering services is there. A lot of businesses. In fact, there is this young guy that I spoke to, and he was doing popcorn. The machine is less than 10,000 naira, small. If you see him today now, last week he asked me to come and pray to his shop. He has moved from popcorn to selling wares, bolu. You won't believe it, the dynamics and the changes. So, however, a lot of us want to get it done in a day. Think big, start small.
So do you think that there is something the government can do to help youths to attain financial independence? Or is it solely the youth's responsibility?
The government has a lot of place. There is need for an enabling environment.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people that are in agriculture now, they are out of business.
SMEs generally, small and medium scale.
It's now down because of insecurity.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is there is no enabling environment. You know, someone was joking recently and said, if you even survive now, it was celebration. Wow. And that is the truth. You need to celebrate anyone that is in business as we speak. That's the truth. We need to have enough of facility out to people and let it reach the people. It is not enough for us to have it in the political realm. It is not enough for us to have it on paper. Let us know that people can access these particular grants. When government gives a grant, is it accessible to people?
Yeah.
Do they have it? Can they walk into any commercial bank and say, they heard this? Is this available? Okay, you are hearing there is a grant for fashion. Is it available? There are a lot of bottlenecks. We need to remove it in accessing loan. I am in the financial industry. I want to appreciate what my bank is doing. Now we now have opportunity of creating loan for people in 5 minutes. I do not want to use your platform to begin to advertise for my bank. Yes, I don't want to use that. But we need to be intentional with this. I mean, gone are the days when you begin to say, go and bring a long list of things before you access loans.
Yeah.
For I expect us to have loan for students. Now, the fact that the school knows you, the VC, the registrar, they knows you, there is a sufficient data that says this is this person. And when they are giving you loan, you too needs to live by the tenets of what has been given to you. So there is need for government to, number one, give an enabling environment. Tackle this issue of insecurity is very, very key, and the policy makers needs to be consistent with. I mean, when you have policies somersault, it is disturbing. It affects. You cannot even determine what is going to happen at the end of the financial year. So it is disturbing. So there should be a consistency in our policy, and not only that, we need to also take these resources to the owners, not on television alone, not to high people. We have a problem in this country that when grants is available, few people will just grab it and they will now politicize it. And that is a major problem. The people that really needs to get it done. I mean, youth should be encouraged to go into agriculture. Make it very welcoming and interesting. Let us give us an encouragement to do it. I mean, by then, of course, not everybody will buy into it. The few that buys into it, give them attention, give them the enabling environment. We will thrive.
All right. I would like to know your perspective as regards tax payments, because I realize that in Nigeria, low-income earners generate more taxable income. I mean, they tend to pay more than people that even earn, more. Yeah. I would like to know why this is like that, and also how would people that find themselves in this kind of, situation, how would they even be able to, build their asset portfolio when they have much, taxable income like that? Okay,
well, for us in the country, we need to be truthful with ourselves. We do not have enough structure for tax collection, and that's painful enough, because as citizens, we also need to pay our tax, and that is what is helping the developed country. I mean, for anyone in US, they pay their tax, and they also know that there is going to be, when it is April of the year, there is something coming from government to them. Look at last year when they were trying to alleviate poverty and give people during COVID and what have you. The system, we do not have the system. We have a lot of I mean, foodstuffs that was stored, and you know what happened during NSAS.
Yeah.
I mean, so where is the structure in this country? So we need to look into that. We need to look into the issue of double taxation. We need to really look at how we're going to give tax holiday for people that are starting business. We need to be intentional about it. We need to. There are people that are getting it, but it is not everybody.
It is not open.
It is not open. So we need to be intentional about startup business to give them tax holiday. We need to work on our taxation processes and collection processes to be sure that we are collecting right. In Nigeria, we are collecting from the poor people.
Yeah.
It is the rich that should pay more.
But the rich are actually paying
less,
and the people that are not rich are paying
more. So it is disturbing. So we need to work on that. And you are talking about assets and the portfolio. We have a lot that you can also get involved, but you need an expert to also advise you on that.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for the time. It's been a very interesting conversation with you on financial independence. But one question I really would like you to talk about, or something I really would like you to talk about, is fear. A lot of people are afraid of starting up something new, especially going into buying and selling, being entrepreneur and all that. So what actually is your perspective? Or I just need you to encourage people out there to go out and do what they have to do.
Fear, F-E-A-R, is false evidence appearing real. It's not true. What do you need to do? Step out. Just start. Take the first step. By the time you take the first step, you are done.
You know, some people, there was a time I was discussing with a young lady and she's like, oh, we buy it. I don't know a lot of people. Oh, we buy this thing. I don't know people and all that. A lot of fear. I just think we need
it's a mirage.
Young people.
False evidence appearing real. What you need to do is to step out from that boat. Take the first step. You can't sink. By the time you take the first step, I read the book Failing Forward. By the time you take the first step, you will get there. So I want to encourage every young people. I have taken the first step in business. I am into a lot of businesses now. I have a lot of things that I do, from consultancy to trading. I mean, financial and things I do.
I would like to know, do you have expertise in all these other side businesses that you do? Because I know that people tend to say that you should only go into business that you understand. I mean, you understand the terrain, you know how to navigate. But for people that have many businesses, do they get to, become expert in all of these businesses, or is it just okay to focus on just be an expert in one while you are just trying to go along with the others?
It is not all the businesses you learn on. For a starter, you start from the one you are having. I told you I started from washing around. I'm not doing that any longer. So I now do businesses that I have gained expertise on. So there is, and a lot of people that are in banking like me, they are not doing any business. So if banking is not there, so they are stranded. I am not stranded. I'm an institution. And even where I'm working, they celebrate me because they know I bring new ideas to them every now and then. See, there's nothing called New Year. It is new idea. The same thing all over. Is the same 365 days. There's nothing called new day. It is new idea, and that is what rules the world. It is an idea that rules the world.
All right, thank you so much, sir. But I just want you to share just one final word for the viewers.
Well, to the viewers, I want you to, number one, trust God, then take a decision. That idea coming to your mind right now as I'm speaking, work on it. As the Bible says something, let me quickly say it. Where your treasure is, that is where your heart will be. I always tell people that where your heart is, that is where your treasure is. If your heart is in a business to do, something is there for you. Go and start it.
All right, that was profound.
Exactly. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing from your wealth of experience and knowledge.
It's my pleasure.
And every experience that you shared with us, sir.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
I really think that he has done so well and so much for himself. I mean, starting from the scratch like that and, pushing yourself forward, doing things. These days, we have a lot of young people that just wants to just make it at once. We don't this generation, we don't want to work hard. Nobody wants to suffer. We just want to, you know.
Want to happen. Just
exactly.
Next big thing to happen.
Exactly. So Tolu, let's say one thing you picked from Pastor
Beloved's quite interesting
conversation with us.
His story is quite interesting, but I think one thing I would just, you know, go home with is the fact that you have to, you know, explore and just push yourself harder. I mean, don't just stay in your comfort zone. And, you know, as youths, we tend to want to, you know, just really engage in many things for us to really find what exactly it is that really interests us or the kind of business. So there must be, you know, you must get to that point where you can identify that, oh, okay, out of the many businesses that there are, I think this one, I would do well in this, and I'm ready to put in my all. It may not, you know, be rosy at the beginning, but if you stick through, you will definitely, you know, smile at the end of the day. So yeah, that tenacity, that consistency, the discipline that is required to, you know, build financial independence is what a lot of people lack. And you know, from this episode, you would know that if you can just, you know, put your head to it, you will definitely become financially independent someday.
All right, so this is not a video that you should just watch once. You can rewatch and share with people, like minds, people around you, so that they can pick a lot of lessons, insights, and you know, you also shared experiences and businesses that you can do as regards seizing opportunities, basically. So do well to rewatch and share with other people so they can benefit from what our guest has shared with us. So this is where we bring the show to a wrap up today. Thank you so much for joining. Do well to comment and like the video as well. Well, till we'll see you some other time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.